No.
Okay.
All right. Hello, everyone. Sorry, we're
Hello.
having technical difficulties.
A little one.
Ah, I know many of you have been watching me, and I'll go on Facebook and talking to myself and talking to my camera and getting mad at the camera. Yeah, I've had some technical difficulties. As soon as I decided to pay for the subscription to StreamYard, I started getting echoes. So that was not good. Now we're back to Zoom until we get that problem resolved. Anyway, welcome to Ask Nanny. The show is going to go on anyway. So, uh, if you all don't know me, I'm Angela Johnson Sutherland. I am better known as Ask the Nanny. I have a couple of announcements before we get started. If you haven't signed up yet, the U.S. Nanny Association is having their first annual online parent and nanny conference. Early bird special ends on July 1st. Now we're going to have over 30 hours worth of educational seminars. And the good thing is, after each seminar, you get to print out a certificate and put it in your portfolio. A lot of you all have been looking for classes to take and other things to beef up your portfolio and make you stand out amongst your peers. Guess what? This you can get over 30 hours, and it's going to be over a whole week. It's in September the 18th through the 25th. So get signed up now. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Some of our favorite nannies, like Nanny Susie over here, she's going to be speaking. I will be speaking. Nanny Kim will be speaking.
Kimberly, yes.
Yes, Nanny Kim will be speaking. I promise you, there's so many great nannies and great speakers, and we have a special um, something that I came up with. We're gonna have husbands and um, best friends, boyfriends, all our male counterparts are coming on, and they're gonna tell us why they are our biggest supporters. And guess what? I convinced my husband, who never goes on social media, never does anything. I convinced him to be a part of it because he is honestly, he's my biggest cheerleader. So
Yes.
I had, but you all would be surprised that people in your lives, you think your nanny sisters hold you up? Wait till you hear these men. Oh my gosh. Talk about tear jerkers. That's just an extra part. That's not what well, it's a part of the seminars, but it's an extra that we added because we only not only want to teach and encourage, but we want to hear from the other side. We hardly ever hear from the husbands and what they think about our nanny jobs because we come home and complain, I did this and I did this, and the child threw up all over me today, and I got pooped on, and the dog bit me, and yeah, we hear all of that stuff. But I want you all to hear why they support us and what they think about what we do and how we handle the children and families and all that good stuff. So be sure you get your tickets early. It's only $125
Mhm.
for over 30 hours. I think we got about almost 40 hours in now, and there's speakers. I think about 5 or 6 more speakers are going to be added, so it might be up to 50. So get your popcorn, get your, wear your snacks, get on the couch, and it's going to be on demand. So you can
Yes.
select and choose which speakers you want to
You
look.
want to do.
You, you have to sit there and go, okay, when is this one going to be over? Nope. You get to pick and choose the ones you want. Excellent. Okay, so now that I have put that plug in, let's get started. We are going to have these young ladies to introduce themselves and tell us a fun fact. Y'all know me by now.
Uh, okay, I can start. My name is Susie Caracas. I live here in Orange County, California, and I'm Chief Experience Officer for Nanny Cedar Education Fund. And a fun fact is I have a cat, 70 pounds cat, and it's my baby. It's a sassy.
Did you say 70 pounds?
Yes, it's a fat cat. And I rescued her 3 years ago because anybody wanted because it was a fat. And I say, hey, come on, we are pretty the fat girls too. So I rescued, and now it's my beautiful baby. It's in diet. It's in diet.
The way you described her.
This is my fun fact.
Oh my gosh.
I love that.
Okay, so my name is Mirabelle Avery. I am the founder and vice chair of Nanny Sitter Education Fund. And a fun fact, let's see here. I would say I have done skydiving before.
Oh.
Yep.
I want to try that.
You
Which
got my
was
heart.
crazy, but it was amazing. An amazing experience. Would I do it again? I don't think so.
Okay, I was gonna say, I can't. I am so afraid of heights. Y'all won't even believe it. I'm so afraid of heights. And then when you said that, my heart went whoops. So yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay, I think I've saved to all of our groups. Let me hit the watch button so I can see who is on. Shannon says, I'm excited to hear from your husband, Angela. Really, me too. And she said, great idea. Let's see. Hey, ladies, can't wait for the announcement.
Oh, can I surprise?
Hi, Miss
Kim.
Kimberly. Okay. Rose Ann says, I'm excited about the announcement, Susie, Nanny, and Mirabelle Avery.
Oh,
and Life of a Fantastic Professional Nanny says, hello, everyone. Hi, Misha. And Ashley says hello. And Nat says hi. So let's get started with you, Miss Kim. Your turn to tell us about you. I know you can tell us a fun fact too. You have plenty.
Oh, I always have plenty.
The land of plenty.
I know. Hi, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Nanny Kim on the go, Kimberly Brown. And I have been in the industry for 25 years now. I have done probably everything from childcare, as in working in a daycare setting, to working in a safe haven for children, which is a fun fact. A lot of people don't know that I worked in a safe haven for maybe 2 years. So where if women were in battered women sheltered homes and they couldn't take their children, we had a place that they could bring the kids, and the kids stayed with us 24/7. We had childcare providers there, and the parents could come and visit. And then when they got back on their feet, they took their kids with them. So that was a nice experience, which is a fun fact that people don't know. And yeah, so that's part of my long history in childcare. But I have a parent consultant company, and I love helping parents, and I love working with all ages. So that's me. And I would say another fun fact is I love golf.
Oh, golf.
I'm a big golfer.
Well,
Yeah.
then I need to trade. I need to trade. I need you to come trade off with me.
Yes.
On those days when my husband wants to go play golf, and I go like this, and something that I don't even know, muscle I don't even know I have. I was going, and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna continue to play. Yeah, I need you to come just swing the ball. Come on, Kim. Be my pinch hitter.
Anytime.
So, but yes. So Miss Susie is going to start by telling us her story. Ooh.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let me tell you that it's a funny story. They have like a very good Mexican telenovela. They have ups and downs. So I started like 15 years ago by coincidence to be a nanny because I was working in a telemarketing company, a Spanish company, selling service by phone. So one of my friends was a housekeeper and she came to me and said, oh, Susana, you know, like it to interview for a family. They are looking for a nanny. And I say, what? Say, I never do that. So I went to the interview. I don't have reference. I don't have experience, nothing. But I am be sitting in perfect time with the lady and was a really nice chemistry and connection. And they give me the job. So, and I say, okay, I'm happy to help. So it was a
Wow.
really nice experience. And I found it right there that that one was my mission in life. Take care of the kids. I have passion for the kids. And this family gave me the opportunity is gold because I hold it and I keep it value all the rest of my life because until today that family is really attached to my personal life, always support me and always thinking of me and good wishes. So I started working for them for almost 7 years with two
Wow.
beautiful girls and one boy, extraordinary boy with many talents. So I was working with them for 7 years, but of course, all the kids start going to the school, and the hours is going to be cut. So I start looking for another job, but in that moment, I have a really a struggle situation, like a divorce, and a really tough divorce because it was by emotional and psychological um, violence domestic, and in that moment was really tough because I need the custody of my kids, so I have to work more than 60 hours a week to provide for my kids. So the family support me and help me to find another families, and the end I was working for the next 3 years working almost every day for 14 hours. It was really tough time. So until I say, okay, I am working super hard and I'm still living in check by check and buy my food in Dollar Tree or the 99 store, say this is not worth it. So what I need to do? Asking for raise money, raise my salary? Yes, but I need to give something in exchange. So which when I start saving money a little by little and they start taking class, and all this family appreciate that and they give me more opportunities with better salary. My first family convinced me to go to an appointment with um, high profile family. There are doctors and they give me the opportunity to be the nanny and personal assistant. So that one changed my life because was a really good time, really good time that I can provide better life for my kids and study. And this family, the doctor says, Susana, there are teenagers say, I know you love kids, you need to start a study. And she's OBG, and she told me, why you not go to postpartum doula? I'm going to help you and give you the information, sign the class, and I give you time, extra time, so you have to study. If you have questions, you can come in with me and blah, blah, and say, okay, this is kind of thing that can, to miss. You have to take it. And like
Yeah.
many times I told Angela, you have to be brave sometimes because of course I get scared. Of course it's something new. Um, there are many factors like emotional, um, all the time intimidate because my Mary wasn't the best way and they mar my life and my emotion and my insecurity a lot, and I'm still working every day with that. And but in other hand I say, why not, let's go try, pray and ball and pray God and always is with me. So this family give me the opportunity to study, And I worked with this family for 4 years. And after that, I say, you know what? I need to start looking for another family with babies and I start my career like a postpartum doula. So I can see after all this time was the best decision to improve and pay for my education. Wasn't easy. I had to be saving money and cut sometimes go outside for dinner with my kids, or sometimes I don't have enough money to go to Disneyland in California, or many sacrifice, but they worth it, the education, because now I can say I have a better salary. I can pick how many families I can work in the year. So yeah, it was a good choice. When I found the key is the education, I want to share that one with all my friends. And this is when 1 year ago, I start in my very close community, nannies in one of the park I visit, I start with the CPR class. I notice many of my friends, they don't have the CPR class. And I say, okay, I'm going to bring somebody to teach for Red Cross to give the CPR class. So I was expecting only 5 nannies, and one of my unicorn families say, don't worry, I'm going to pay for rent the clubhouse of the community. And the end was 25 nannies in the first CPR class. So I
Wow.
say, you know, we want to learn. We need the tools to learn. Only they give me the opportunity and I'm going to help. So this is how create OC Nannies Latinas is a Facebook group. And I try to bring all the information or classes that are free or low cost or webinars to try to help all my community to educate, because I know they have better salary if you are educated. And so when Maribel and Joe coming with this project, first I say, let me think about it. Like this, let
That's your
me think.
excuse.
Yes, it's my excuse. Let me think about it. And 2 days later, I say, okay, I'm go for this. And I know I had many stories to say. I had to be example. If I can do it, everybody can do it.
That's right.
So I'm here. And
You
I
are a
know
great
sometimes I
example.
had many barriers, like the language, for example. But always I say, you know what? My English is a work in progress. Why not? Let's go try, you know? I know be fear. There are many other important things to focus. I know the accent or the language or the grammatic is to be brave and do it only not for myself, if not do it for the rest. Because the benefit is going to be for everybody. And I'm excited for that.
Excited for you too. That is a wonderful story. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you got me over here.
True, no.
I had to grab. I was like, "Where's my tissue? Where's my tissue? Where's my tissue?" I was like, "Okay, don't start. Hold it together. You're gonna have me over here ugly crying, and then that's gonna be my fun fact. I didn't know you did that."
Um,
But that is a wonderful story. Somebody gave you a chance
yes.
to better yourself.
Yes.
And girl, if you hadn't taken that chance, I would have been like, I'd have been over there mad at you because you didn't take the chance. But I'm so glad you did. And I'm even more overjoyed that you took it back to the community and you shared with them so that you can bring them up with you.
Yes, exactly. This is the
Woo!
key. Yes. If one is
Okay,
bringing a top, bring
I'm
another one.
talking.
And these two, they can bring another one. And then everybody's going to be in the top.
Yes, each one reach one, teach one.
Yes.
That's what I say.
Mhm.
That's why I do. That's why I do what I do, because I want to see us all excel. I want to see us all better. And I stand behind you all 2,000, 3,000, 100,000,000% on this fund, because it is so needed. And if no one had given you the opportunity, I probably wouldn't know you today,
Yeah.
because I've never met you in person, but I've seen you all over Facebook, and then you joined the U.S. Nanny Association.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So you have
In a
been
really short
everywhere.
time. I cannot believe it either. 6 months only, and I am being all this project and say, what? It's a
Yes,
surprise. Yes.
you are a leader in the
Yes.
community,
Thank
and I
you.
am so glad that you shared your story. Now, I'm going to ask Mirabelle, how did everybody come together, and who met who, and who said
Okay.
what to what? Connect the dots for me.
So first I would like to thank you, Angela, for giving us this opportunity to share with you what Nanny Sitter Education Fund is all about. And so how it all so I'm going to explain to you how it first started. And so I own a nanny referral agency headquartered in Honolulu, Hawaii. It's called 808 Nanny. And so one of my main responsibilities is to interview candidates. And so, and I noticed that interviewing, that I had interviewed many candidates that had the experience, they had nanny experience, so they were highly qualified, but I also noticed that a lot of these nannies, they did not have a college education background. And for that reason, I had to reject their application. And so, after a while, we had to reject it because that's one of our requirements. And after a while, I just I felt bad. I felt bad that I kind of just wanted to remove that requirement. But then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Education is important, and we need to encourage it. And so that's how I came up with the idea of starting this nonprofit to help childcare providers, to help them to further their education. And so I shared this idea with my husband, Joseph, and he thought it was a brilliant idea that within 2 months, you know, uh, he did like all the research, and he's the one who put a team together.
Yes.
Wow.
And yeah, and after putting the team together, we all, all of us, we put our time and effort to collaborate and to share our ideas for this nonprofit. And so, yeah, so here we are. This is our soft launch, which we are so excited about.
Yay. And you heard it first here on Ask the Nanny.
Yes.
Okay, so I know you all have been seeing all the commercials, and I love your logo. The colors, so me. So me. I was like, oh, why didn't I think of that? So yeah, I love the colors in your logo. It's so it's bright. I like bright colors. I like standing as if you couldn't tell. Uh, I love bright colors, but the foundation, the fun, I can't even talk. The Nanny Sitter Education Fund. And now, you know what? See, Susie, you had me crying. And now an eyelash has gotten in my eye for me wiping my eyes because I can't see. So I'm going to keep talking. So, but it is so important to have funding to better yourself. Before we came on live, I was telling Susie and Maribel about my experience, how I was the only one working in the house, and then I got hurt at work. And then I was like, well, the doctor says I got to find a new job. I can't do what I'm doing now. And I literally mourned for like 3 weeks because I had to go find a new job. I was like, wait a minute, you know what? I get a second opinion. Yeah. And so I went to another doctor, and he said, well, we're going to work on you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We came up with a plan. He said, but in the meantime, you can only work part-time. I said, okay, I can do that. But I was out of work. I was like, okay, so I got to pinch these pennies. I can't do this. I can't do that. And I'm just like you, Susie. I was like, okay, we got to, my husband said, go to the class. I was like, I said, we got to buy gas, we got to groceries, we got to all this stuff. I said, that's $40, and it was only $40. But to me, that was like saying, take $300 or $400 out of the budget and go take a class. Like,
Yes.
go ahead, class, worry. But I went to the class and I met Chevelle Frederick, who introduced me to Stephanie Balcom, and who told me, go online, you have a story to tell, you need to be on Facebook Live. And I just argued, I had my excuses, and I could not, what I couldn't do, I'm not going to do this. And I did it anyway. And at the end of the 30 days, I was done. And then somebody came and said, well, where are you? If I hadn't have gone to that class, taken that education, realized that I'm not in a little bubble, because that's how I felt, in a bubble, because I would meet nannies at the park every once in a while, but I'm in the bubble. And I didn't know about the nanny groups on Facebook. And it's 2.5 years later, and I'm still think I'm playing catch up, because I'm like scrolling. Oh, let me come on in on that. Oh, that looks good. Let me come on in on that. Because I feel the sisterhood, I feel the camaraderie, I feel the love.
Yeah.
But if it hadn't been for that class, and I could not, I'm thinking, I can't afford this. So I am so, so, so thankful that you all are coming out with this fund to help nannies do better for themselves, to be better, to get the education and the professional development that they need in order to advance in their career. Because it is possible. If you're listening to me and you think you're stuck, you are not stuck at all. There are too many possibilities, and this is one of them. Now, Ms. Kimberly, what you got to say?
I agree. I'm all for education. I mean, even though I've been in this business for so long, when I decided to go back to nanny school, it was in 2009. So the program that I went to, they actually had an advanced nanny course, and no one had taken it. And they're like, well, you can be out first because you're already a nanny and you're advanced, So I took the course, and from there, like, I feel like my career actually really took off because I was able to go into places and say, like, I went to nanny school and I actually learned, and they would say, well, what did you learn in nanny school? And, when I would go to my interviews, and I'm like, oh, we did a sign language class. I was like, I learned house proofing. I learned that, professionalism. So I was telling them all the things that I learned, like, around that time, that's when everybody was going green. So I knew how to do all of the natural diapers, all the baby-led weaning, all of and they were like, oh, okay, so you really did learn something. I'm like, yeah. When they would offer me something, I'm like, okay, so since I learned something, remember I learned something. This is my price now. So I'm all for education, and I think that's why, even when Joe came to me, he had already had, I think Hassa was already on the team, and they inboxed me, and I jumped on it right away. I just was like, okay, I'm all for it. I'm all for the education. I love this community, and I've always been a very big advocate of across the board people being educated in our field. I feel like I've always felt like you can get hired right out of high school and be a nanny. Like, you can go in as I was a babysitter in high school and now had a few jobs, and now I'm a nanny. And then you just become a nanny, and that's it. Like, no training. And then you'll have other people who have done tons of training. And so there's no like equilibrium. There's no like middle line or anything. It's just kind of, this is what I do. And I've always wondered why people will take their most valuable possession and put it in the hands of someone who doesn't have any training. I mean, and that's just me. And even speaking from a mom, my baby doesn't go anywhere unless I absolutely trust the person that she's with. So I feel like even as a nanny and as a professional, there's always something new to learn. There's always something that you can, aspire to. And as a parent consultant, I talk to people and I'll ask them, what are you looking for, in a nanny? Like, what is it that you want? And they're just like, oh, well, I want them to pick up my laundry from the dry cleaners. I want them to, go shopping at Costco's. I want them. And I was like, well, so what you want is not,
It's not a nanny.
What you want,
Yes.
what you want is a household assistant. Like, you want somebody to run your house, run the kids. And people don't realize when they're hiring someone that there are different levels to it. There are different levels in this. There are different, so I feel like, every time you get more education, every time you take on a job that gives you extra something, that's more to build on your resume. And as a nanny, you don't have to just be a nanny.
Exactly.
And I think that's the main thing, is you don't have to just be a nanny. You can be a newborn care specialist and that's all you do. I've gone,
Yes.
literally, I remember, and I will not say the name of the agency, but I remember going to an agency and them seeing my resume and they were like, well, I don't think you're for us because your application, like your resume shows that you have like a lot of jobs and they're short term. And, we're looking for people that are a little bit more experienced. And I was like, you don't get any more experience than me. I said, if you see something that's short term, it's because I'm an NCS. I go in, I do my job and I leave. So when you did this job for 10 weeks, my kids were sleeping through the night by like 8. I just stayed an extra 2 weeks, and they're like, oh, well, okay then. Well, maybe we do have room for you.
Yeah.
So you have to know what you're doing and you have to be able to talk and you have to be able to sell yourself. And you don't get that experience just by going to work every day. You get that experience by feeling like, hey, I've accomplished something and I did it by learning more. And I think that has a lot to do with what we believe in. We feel like, there are so many people that could benefit from the education because they're already great at what they do, but their resume is not reflecting it. Or they don't interview well, so they need a resume to reflect it.
Or they don't know how to do it, the resume.
Yeah.
Simple like that. Yes.
Yeah. So I think what we really are standing for is what we've all said. We want to see our community, our nanny community, the women and men that are in childcare, we want to be an option for them. Like if you want to go to school, if that's something that you want to do, you want to take that course, then we're the people that you should be talking to. So
Hello.
We're here. We
you
put
are so
some things
right.
together. Yeah.
And to piggyback off of what you said, when you and Susie said about you were talking about resumes and Susie was saying, well, they probably don't know about the resume. They don't know how to do a resume. And I'm thinking to myself, I have had families who have asked me, can you find a nanny for me? I was like, I will help you find someone. I will send you some people, but you're going to have to vet them and do all that. I said, I'm not an agency.
Yeah.
I don't do all of that. Make sure you do your due diligence. But I asked the nannies for resumes. And they're like, well, I've never needed one.
Oh, wow.
And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so you want to be treated as a professional.
Yes.
You want to be treated and you want to make all this money from being a professional. And that's not to say that you aren't a professional, but let's learn the meaning of professional.
Right.
With being a professional, it means that you are accountable to everything that you're doing. And if you are accountable to everything that you're doing, you need to have it on paper. You need to have reference letters. You need to have a cover letter, a portfolio. It's not necessary, but it sure is nice. I promise you, it got me 99% of my jobs. I go in and hand over my portfolio, and they, when can you start?
Yeah.
The only reason they didn't ask me when can you start was because they couldn't afford my price.
Yes.
That's the only reason. But if you want to be a professional and you want to work with these high net worth families and you want to elevate yourself, then get a mentor, take some classes, take a resume, find a resume writer, and don't be afraid of what they charge you for your resume, because they have spent time honing in on their skills. They have gone to school to hone in on some other skills. Just like I went to school, I was taking care of babies most of my life, but I went to school, got the training to specialize in infants, got the terminology and the
Yes.
certificate and all that. I went to school to get that because it was important to me to prove to everybody. It was like, okay, so you say you take care of babies. No, where's your proof?
Yep.
And it's not just talking. You got it, pieces of paper. They may be pieces of paper to you, but a certificate means something. When you go in there with your portfolio and they say, oh, you took this class, oh, you took that class, oh, you did professionalism.
Yes.
Let's learn the meaning of it. Yes, ma'am, Miss Susie.
Oh, yes. First, I want to say the mastermind in this, and I want to say bravo and cheer for Joseph Avery, because he's the mastermind behind all this.
Yes,
project.
he's watching. You want to know
I
what he
know.
said?
And I want to read one of the facts in the survey. We did it the last time in the survey. They say the 65% of the childcare professional think their quality of life will significantly improve if they receive higher education. 65%.
Over half.
Oh my.
That's like 2/3.
Yes. So that survey, that it was the first time in the childcare industry we do that survey to take the facts, because all the time they say, oh, we think the 80% of the nanny, or we think the 50%, but we never have a data. When they come in with this and now we have proof, we're not in the right way, that education is the key.
Okay, I'm gonna read a few of these comments.
Perfection.
Te quiero, Susie. That's what Marilla said. Now, and don't ask me because I don't know what that means. I'm just trying to read it. So, Shannon says, wow, that's generous of your nanny family. And she says, I love when families are so generous, helping not only their own nanny, but other nannies too. Me too, me too, me too, me too. Okay, Roseanne says, I love your story, Susie. And Marilla says, whoop, whoop, Joseph. Nakia, Nika, okay, wait a minute. Nika, I think that's, says, amazing. Okay, Tasha says, what class is that I needed? Sorry, I'm late. If you're talking about the class that I took, that was the International Nanny Training Day. So it was a day of training, which usually happens in April, the week of the young child, at the end of the week of the young child. I think next year is going to be April 17th. They didn't have it this year, but I think next year is April 17th. Don't quote me. Check out nannypalooza.com and you'll find out. Just look up INNTD and you'll find out when it's supposed to be next year. Jane Ann says, 100% amazing ladies with huge hearts. You all inspire. She's got a smiley face with the stars in her eyes.
Oh, nice.
Nika says facts. Okay, I don't know what facts those were. I think it just came in when you were talking, Kimberly. Tasha says, what? How do you not have a resume? You'd be surprised, Tasha.
Yes.
Joseph Avery says, da, 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 I love these ladies. They are some of the world's brightest minds, and it's been a real privilege working with all of them. I'm truly honored and humbled.
Oh, thank you, Joseph. Thank you.
I don't even know you, but
Oh, Angela, I don't know if you can give me a couple minutes only to try to compact all this information and translate in Spanish.
Go right
Thank
ahead.
you. Thank you so much. Bueno, como siempre han visto, yo siempre trato de darles la mayor información en español. Lo que estamos haciendo ahorita es, se va a dar una gran noticia en la importancia que es la educación para todas y cada una de nosotras en la industria del cuidado infantil. Platiqué un poco de mi historia personal, la que yo viví, la que yo hace 15 años inicié como nanny. Yo antes era empleada de una compañía de telemarketing donde hacíamos ventas por teléfonos y gracias a la oportunidad que me dio una familia, empecé a ser nanny de esta familia por 7 años, en donde en el 6º año yo empecé a tener un divorcio muy difícil porque fui sobreviviente de violencia emocional y psicológica. Entonces, tuve que empezar a trabajar demasiadas horas, 14 horas diarias, casi los 7 días de la semana, para poder traer a mis hijos en una situación de vivienda y de comida más favorable. Entonces, después de 3 años viviendo terribles horarios de trabajo, dije, bueno, necesito seguir ganando más dinero, pero trabajar menos. ¿Qué tengo que hacer? Educarme, estudiar. Entonces empecé a sacrificar diversiones, que no tenía muchas, o ciertas actividades o biles para poder juntar dinero y empezar a pagar mis primeras clases, que me acuerdo que fue de disciplina positiva, de RAI. Entonces empecé a pagar mis clases hasta que gracias a una de las familias con las que trabajé de High Profile Family, ellos fueron los que me ayudaron a continuar mis estudios como postpartum doula, porque es mi pasión el cuidado de los recién nacidos. Entonces, esta familia me ayudó dándome no nada más tiempo dentro de mi trabajo para estudiar, sino ayudándome económicamente a pagar algunas de mis clases. Entonces, fue una oportunidad que yo pude tomar y que la valoro enormemente. Entonces, cuando después de 4 años que ya llevo como postpartum doula, me doy cuenta que la clave fue la educación. De mejorar mi situación económica fue sacrificarme tantito y educarme. Es por eso que cuando se crea el proyecto de Nanny Center Education Fund, me invitan a participar, dije, claro que sí. La importancia de este proyecto es darles a ustedes las herramientas para buscar una beca para poder estudiar. Entonces, en unos minutos van a seguir escuchando más. Thank you. Gracias, Angela.
Man, she did that in a nutshell.
Thank
Oh,
you. Thank you
Susie.
for the opportunity.
Oh, you
That
go,
is why we
Susie.
love
3 minutes.
I was like, okay, I heard postpartum.
Yeah, yes, catching words.
And then she's like,
Uh,
oh, she done. Okay, all right. So let's see, where was I? Oh, Felicia Sutherland said, I get that all the time. As an agency, it's hard to help every nanny that doesn't have a resume. Yep. And Tasha says, yes, it is work. I think it's worth the investment. I think that's what she meant. And Kimberly says, replying to Joseph, love you too, Joe. And Tasha says, yes. Do you have information or a link? I'm not sure if she was talking about Nanny Palooza or if she was talking about
the big announcement.
the fun.
The big announcement.
What just happened?
The website.
Okay. So what is you all's website? Let's put that in there.
Yes, so our website is nse.fund. And so
NSE.fund.
nse.fund.
Okay, let me put that in the NSE.fund. check them out. Okay.
Yes, and we are open to donations. So if people would like to donate,
Lord.
they're more than welcome.
Today is our first day.
Yes.
Today is our first day launch that
And so I would like to
website.
share with you our mission. So
Hold
if
on
that's
just
okay
a
with
second.
you.
Hold on just a second.
No, the no fun.
What is your
Angela
fun
tried to
fact?
write the-
What is
I'm
your fun
correct.
fact?
I'm typing NSE, send. It comes up NAW. I'm like, no, that's not what I typed. I checked on my phone. I was like, and Kimberly's sitting here laughing at me because it happens to her all the time.
all the time.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I just posted right now. What is the page?
NSC.com. Thank you all.
Yes.
Just disregard. How do I erase this message? Because y'all gonna go to, oh, Angela knows. Y'all gonna go to NAW and y'all gonna be disappointed. Don't follow me. Don't follow my.
Don't follow it.
I'm gonna find out after the broadcast. I'm gonna find out how to delete that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
just click your message and they come in the deleted and that's it.
Okay.
Just click the message. Yeah.
Too funny.
But yeah, the announcements is big, and today is the website. You already can go to the website and start major donations. Any dollars count. So major donation is for a good cause, is for education, for all the nannies. Doesn't matter if there are race, color, language, anyone they can to improve their life, they can apply in this one, in this fund.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we did do our soft launch today. So that's why we're here, because we did our soft launch. And I know Maribel is going to give you like some information on us and tell you our mission and our vision and everything. But we, like, I would love to say, we actually, before we even came on here, had people go to the website and have already started donating. I was just like, what? We didn't even announce it yet.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
So I'm so excited because these donations are going to go to people who are just like, listen, I want to further my education, and it ends up helping all of us. It makes all of us look good when we all are educated and we all know what we're talking about and we all have the paperwork and we all have the, all of that. I always tell people sometimes when you see that random one person on the news and they're, a nanny and they just had a moment, and I say, I bet you if they had a little bit more education, they would have been able to work through whatever problem they were having. Oh, the baby wouldn't eat and I was doing this.
Yeah.
Just if it was just a little bit more. And that's my thought every time I see that. So this makes me really happy. I'm glad. Thank you to people who have already started giving. We are live. We're taking donations. It's kind of like our Kickstarter until January. And at the end of December, we're going to be taking donations the whole time. And then in January, we're going to open up our applications so that people can start applying and start getting into classes and start doing all of that. So all of this now is leading up to, I guess it's the next 3 or 4 months is leading up to, being able to put that everything, all the action into work. So, so definitely share information about us, and I'm going to let Maribel say some things and then,
Okay.
Yeah.
So our mission is to alleviate the economic burden of education for childcare professionals in need. And this is why we have an amazing team, because we are inspired to make a difference in the lives of many people in the childcare industry. And we believe that education is a powerful tool that can help you in many different ways. But more importantly, it can set you up for success. And also you can pass down your knowledge to the children that are under your care. So for example, a nanny can use her knowledge to teach and to implement learning activities that can strengthen the children's cognitive and physical and social development skills. And additionally, furthering your education can lead to better career opportunities, improve your communication and analytical skills, and it can help you to be an expert in the childcare industry. And so a good example would be Susie's story. So for those of you who would like, to read her story, you can go to our website at nsc.fund, and hopefully by reading her story, it will inspire you to further your education.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have someone, a life of a fantastic and professional nanny says, how can I get involved? I would love to help. Y'all got volunteers already.
Hey,
Come on now.
come on, Meeches.
The more, the merrier.
Okay, I think this one is important to say in Spanish too. La misión de US. Oh my God. Okay.
Just joining them all in there together.
Let me take it off the other hat and put the new one. Okay. La misión de Nanny Cedar Education Fund es ayudar a elevar la economía a través de la educación y ayudar de esta manera a los niños a los que cuidamos. Hoy es el gran evento en donde se está abriendo el website para hacer las donaciones. Toda aquella persona que quiera donar ya lo puede hacer a través de nuestra página website. Igual pueden mandar ese link a sus jefes y pueden donar dinero. Pueden mandar ese link a compañías, a toda aquella persona que quiera ayudar a mejorar la educación de las nannies. Ahorita estamos aceptando las donaciones y en enero es cuando la aplicación se va a salir para que todas aquellas interesadas en educarse puedan aplicar, llenar la aplicación y empezar el proceso. Más adelante les vamos a ir dando más información detallada, pero ahorita es la fecha de donaciones y en en enero es la aplicación para que puedan ustedes llenar. Thank you.
Yay. Okay, so Felicia says, I will definitely share this education opportunity to nannies. I have always dreamed of offering courses to nannies as part of my business model, as well as a mentor program. Yay! Thank you, Felicia. Thank you. Okay, hold on. Let me get a time check. Okay. Ooh, it's 8 o'clock already. Oh my gosh. I'm sitting here like, okay, so we got about no minutes. Thank you, ladies, for coming on and for sharing the Nanny Sitter Education Fund. This is near and dear to my heart because of my own personal experience. And I know both my parents are teachers. I am a teacher. And I ask my grandkids, they don't ever get a toy unless it's educational. If I got anything to do with it. Learning is just so important to me, to keep learning, never stop learning. I learn something every day. I learn and learn something every day. I wish I had learned technology because I could fix my computer, but that's a different story. So I learn something every day. Now, I want you all to join us. There's several things going on this week. Tomorrow morning, I am going to be in the Active Childhood UK group, and I will be telling my story there at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, which is 8 a.m. Pacific Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Time.
Yes.
I think I got that right.
Yes.
Anyway, So, and then on Tuesday night, U.S. Nanny Association has their weekly webinar. So
In
join us
Spanish
on the
too.
U.S.
Spanish in webinar too.
That's right. Check her out down here in the corner, right over there. So now see, on my phone, you're underneath me. On my, that's why I'm pointing this way. But on my screen, you're
This is down, yeah.
diagonal. So I guess I'll do this one. Do that instead. So check us out on U.S. Nanny Association on tomorrow night for the webinar, our weekly webinar. On Thursday, on Instagram, Nanny Shada, Nanny Shars, Shada Lambert. You all know Shada Lambert, also known as Nanny Shars, and myself, also known as Ask the Nanny. We have teamed up to create the Nanny Hookup at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Meet us on Instagram on the Nanny Hookup. We are going to be talking about emergency procedures. Nannies, you need to know this. Parents know this. And next Monday, I'm going to have Nanny Chella.
Oh,
She's going to come on.
Mm.
Yes, Nanny Chella's going to be
yes.
on next Monday night. And we're going to be talking about nanny emergencies. There's so much to learn about nanny emergencies. I have lived through hurricanes. I've lived through tornadoes. The one that just kind of stopped right at my house, picked up, went over 2 blocks and kept on through and ruined everything. Thank you, Lord. It didn't touch us. Just blew the roof off, but we're all right. I have lived through evacuation. I was in Washington, D.C. when 9/11 happened. So you need to know evacuation,
Yes.
you know about fires, about all of these things, what to do when. So Nanny Chella is going to come on and we're going to talk about that next Monday. And we'll probably create a class.
That would be
Because
good.
that's
Yes.
it's very,
Very
very,
important.
very
Yes.
important.
Yes.
Not only for nannies, but for parents too. So invite your parents to come too, because you all need to be on the same page.
Yes.
Just saying.
Especially when traveling too.
And
When traveling too. A lot of people don't realize, even as travel nannies, I take my kids through the hotel. We do a fire drill as soon as we get there.
Yes.
You have to.
You
Yeah.
have to know where you are, where the exits are at all times, because you don't want to get caught in the stairway. You don't want to get caught in the elevator. You don't want to get caught up. You want to be able to get out. And you need to know the quickest and fastest way for little feet to go. The safest way for little feet to go, because the what is obvious to some, oh, this is the obvious way to get out, not for little people.
Yes.
So you need to be aware of those things. So meet us back here next Sunday. Okay. Oh, that's you, Kimberly.
Wow.
I thought I had another comment.
Well, it's an important comment.
I was like, oh, no, but there's one above you too. So I'll make sure I'm reading all the comments before we leave.
Oh my God.
Okay, Tasha says, I am very interested in everything you all are speaking of. I am a nanny and a postpartum doula. I also do marketing for my agency. I will share all this info with our other nannies. Thank you, Tasha. Much appreciated. David said, this is so exciting. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Kimberly said, da, 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 da. I got that from my 2-year-old. It's been stuck in my head for 3 years. I'm sorry. After you've done that with everything for 2.5 years, it just becomes part of your language. Reach out to me. It's supposed to, if you are interested in volunteering, sponsoring a student, or partnering with us, we appreciate the help. Thanks. Yes, we appreciate you all creating the fund. We appreciate Joseph for doing all the research and calling everybody making the call to everybody to come together. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because
Yes,
together
thank
we
you.
are stronger. Nanny strong. Nanny Village Unite. All those hashtags. All of those. Yes. Let's come together and let's lift each other up. Let's help one another. We did it during the pandemic. We can do it now. We can continue to do it. Just make it a part of your, put it in on your budget line. My husband and I, we make contributions to several charities, and it's just on our budget line. Okay, this is coming, and it automatically comes out, so we don't see it. So put it on your budget line.
Yes.
Okay?
Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Angela,
welcome,
for all
welcome,
the time for your support, all the time for being here for us. Thank you. And donate, please. Go to the website, send the link to your bosses, and then say, oh, you know what? Let me see. Why not? Or your friends, your cousins, everybody. Let's go donate today.
Is she on your marketing team?
Listen,
And I'm shy to talk in the screen.
Is she on the marketing team? That's all I want to know.
Susie is the
No.
experience, the chief of experience. She's the board
I need
member.
the emotional support for everybody. Let's go do it.
Susie to make sure it happens. Okay.
I see.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. I'm sorry.
Susie, like, wait.
Fun
Susie
fact.
came in. Susie
I'm
came
shy.
on one of our meetings one time. Susie had a donation before we had even gotten up a bank account.
Oh yes,
Susie was on it. Susie is ready.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
You got donations before the bank account was open?
Because I told this story one of my bosses. I said, oh, we are doing this. And they say, oh, I want to be the first one to help. Anonymous donation. And I said, okay, I take it. Send me to my Venmo and I send you to your, and then send them immediately to the responsible for the money. But it was so exciting because that one is a star win goal, honestly, in this excellent, amazing project. Yes.
Yes, that's the one that goes in, how they have the businesses have the first dollar in the box.
The first dollar.
That's the one needs to go in the frame in the box. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, ladies, so much for everything that you're doing for our nanny community and everything that you're continuing to do, because I know all of you all wear several hats in several different organizations and then help nannies on the side and our moms and whatever else your roles you play in everybody else's lives. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything that you're doing. And we will see you all week long and next week too. So we'll be back. So catch us, just find out where we are. Our names will pop up. You'll find out where we are. You can follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. I think that's all I'm on. Oh, YouTube, all of that. Follow us, subscribe, and go to the NSE Fund page on Facebook, like their page, make a donation, all of that good stuff. Show your support. I'm getting like Susan now. Come on now.
Let's go. We can do it. Let's go to the
right. Together. We can do
Yes.
it.
Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Come on. Yes.
No more excuses. No more excuses, Angela.
That's right. No excuses, Susie. But that's the inside joke, but we're serious. No excuses.
No excuses. Yeah.
All right, ladies. We will see you all the next time. Bye.
Bye.